Hi, I'm Jamie. Welcome to Eat Homemade. Now, today we're going to make my absolute favorite apple slice recipe. It is so simple to make. You don't even need a rolling pin. You can use one if you like, but because I'm so busy, I've got so many things on the go, I don't use a rolling pin. I just use my hands, wash them first, get in there, push all the dough down, put your beautiful apple mixture on top, cover it again with the rest of the dough and bake it and you're done. It's that easy. So let's get started. I'm going to start by peeling a kilo of green Granny Smith apples. You can use any apples that you like. You can use red apples, which will be sweeter. I'm using the green, so they're going to be quite tart when I cook them up. I can add a little sugar if I want to, but my family doesn't mind a bit of tartness in the apples. So peel them, make sure that you've removed any of the little bruises that they might have. We keep all of our scraps because they go to our chickens and our goat and our sheep. They're going to absolutely love gobbling these up later. Slice your apples into strips like this, into slices, and put them into a pot of water, about 1 cup to 2 cups of water for stewing. While they're stewing, we can cream our butter and our sugar together. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar and 130 grams of butter. Then we can add 2 eggs. When I crack the eggs, you'll see how bright and orange our free-range eggs are from our chickens. So 2 large eggs goes into here. And then mix those up well. Add some salt if you like, just a pinch. And stir again, and then we can go ahead and we can add our dry ingredients, which is our 3 cups of flour. And in the 3 cups of flour, I've also got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to use my hands because it forms the dough into a ball better this way. So I'm going to get rid of the bowl and then I'm going to form the dough into a ball. Once it's in a ball, we're going to cut it in half. And we do this because half of the dough will be used as the base and half will be crumbled over the top. So put half aside and we'll bring back our dish, and you can use a rolling pin if you like. Some people like to have a nice flat base, but I'm just going to push it in. And if you've got young children, they will absolutely love helping with this as well. So just go ahead and push the dough into all the corners. Make sure it's fairly even. You can line it with baking paper if you have a dish that usually sticks, but this one's pretty good. So So nice and easy, and that didn't take long at all. So now we've drained our apples, they're nicely stewed down, so we can add 1 to 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, whatever you like. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of cornflour. This is just to absorb some of the leftover water that might be in the bottom. It will make a nice syrup in your apple slice. If you're using tinned apples, you won't need to do this, and you can see my apples are still quite hot. You can do it the day before, or you can use even tinned apples. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and use mine, even though they're still pretty hot. It won't matter. And I don't like to mix it too much, just enough to combine so that there's some chunky bits of apple left as well. We've still got our dough ready for the topping, but we can go ahead and pour our lovely, chunky, delicious apple over the top of our base. Spoon it into the corners, and again, you can't really go wrong. You're just going to put it in so that it's relatively even right across. And see, it's still got the nice chunky bits of apple in there as well. Now we can get the other part of our dough. And like I said, if you've got young children, they will absolutely love joining in with this part because it's not complicated, super easy. Just crumble it into pieces and pop it on the top. Make sure it's fairly well covered, but it doesn't matter if there's some bits of apple sticking out because it just adds to the whole beautiful rustic look. Flatten it down so it sticks together when it cooks, and then we can go ahead and pop it into the oven. I've preheated my oven for 170 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to put it in the oven for 25 minutes until it's just about golden on top, and you'll be able to smell it cooking as well. Look how good that looks. If you like, you can sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar on the top. Our apple slice has come out the oven and it's just cooling beautifully on the bench. Have a look at this. It smells amazing. It's beautiful cinnamon spices in there and it's all ready to sample. Let's go.